It's a blessing to welcome on the second edition to this Illinois 2021 recruiting class. They're now a top 50 ranked class. Andre Melendez, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
Pretty good. Well, for starters, man, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For sure. Well, just take us through how you're feeling right now. You're committed. It's off your chest now. You're going to Illinois. Take us through this and how you're feeling.
I'm really excited. I'm ready to work out there. Like it's a lot of pressure out of my body right now. I feel
Mhm.
really excited and getting ready to that season.
On top of that, you got all the fun, enjoy the commitment yesterday. Now you go out there, you get the big win over West Oaks tonight. Big upset win, kind of a state rivalry right now. The two of the top teams in the state. How'd that win feel?
It felt great. The team really executed at the right time. It was a game of runs, but we knew how to bounce back from their run, and we could have kept the lead since the beginning.
We're getting into the season a little bit more in a second, but for everyone else listening right now, me and RG did an interview a little bit ago, 6 months ago. So if you want to hear more about his story, doesn't click above. But let's get more in this recruiting process because you kind of kept it pretty low key, pretty quiet. Not you didn't really drop a top group and all this. You just kind of came out. Illinois is where you're gonna be heading. What led to that decision?
No, it was just like the coaches, like they were always in touch with me. They didn't like go and came back. Like they stay right there. They always texting me, Coach Underwood and Antigua. Like they always stay like by my side. They always giving me tips of the game, like giving me knowledge, telling me about Illinois. Like and it feels great, like knowing that I'll be with a point guard like Puerto Rico, like Curbelo.
Mm-hmm. That's the big storyline a lot of people are starting to pick up on now. We know you're obviously from Puerto Rico, so is Andre. There's a few different members on the Illinois program that's from there. How close and how impactful was that in your recruiting process, knowing that there's other guys you can kind of relate to on the team?
It's really great because like I feel more comfortable. Like I'm not going to a new environment because I'm going to a new one, but like I know some people and like I've played like with some of them against them, and I know it like from rivalry, but I really felt more comfortable like knowing that I have people that I know over there.
Now, did Andre have any impact in this recruiting process? Was he texting you, trying to recruit you there?
Nah, we didn't like text during this process because he was like in the middle of the season and thing.
Mhm.
Like I already texted with Antigua and Underwood, with the coaches.
Absolutely. Well, you got to talk to me about Coach Underwood. He's an incredible coach. He's going to get another win tonight. He led this Illinois team to second in the Big Ten right now. But what's like on the conversation? You're talking about life on off the court. What's Coach Underwood like?
Like it's a great connection with him. Like I like his energy like in the court.
Mm.
Like he's not that type of guy that needs only like five players in the court. Like he will use them all at the exact moment like that he needs you. And like I really like that from him.
We know there's going to be a really whole new look team next year potentially. There is the senior rule where guys could come back that are seniors. We'll see what some of those guys like Trent, DeMontre want to decide on. But I think there's two guys we all know that's most likely not going to be. They're the two pretty much vocal points of this team right now. How are you guys going to kind of fill those shoes? It'll be a pretty big shoes to fill, but how do you guys kind of plan to step up and be able to fill those guys' shoes that leave next year?
We just gotta keep building it up. We can't hold back. Like maybe Coffee and Ayo will leave for draft, but like that's not the end. Like we gotta keep the name of Illinois up.
You go in there as a freshman, you're talking to coaching staff. What are their kind of expectations from you? What do they want you to contribute wise? Do they see you as a potential starter, a key bench role? Where do they kind of see you on the rotation next year?
Like they see me as a wing guard, something like that. I'm played for a two, for four. I gotta earn my minutes like during practice, during games. I gotta earn them so I can get my spot like in the team.
Personally, when I look at this team, it's going to be big shoes to fill, I mentioned, but I think Adam Miller is going to have a huge year next year. We see a lot of good stuff from him. Andre is going to be spectacular. I think Coleman is going to step up big time. A lot of pieces, but we just look at this young group, the freshmen this year, your incoming class with you and Luke. How special can this Illinois team be down the road?
I think we're gonna be real special. It's gonna be a great team next year, and I think we're gonna have a good bond. I already have been talked in contact with Luke, and it's gonna be a really great bond.
Luke's a great guy. He's been a sharp shooter. But how did you guys first start talking? Was it once you announced your commitment, or were you guys kind of talking a little bit before you announced?
Yeah, we started talking when I announced my commitment. We swapped numbers, and we talking since.
How's that going so far? Do you like him? Kind of how's the bond growing right now?
Yeah, he's a really, really great guy.
There's one guy that I know on the team, the locker room, that's that funny guy everyone talks to. That's Coleman Hawkins. Have you been able to talk to him at all yet?
Not yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, now you just get to sit back and you watch this Illinois team play. They're playing right now, but you just get to watch them and see how they pan out the rest of the year. What's that just like watching this team perform?
It's really impressive because the way that they move without the ball and like they always find an open shot. Like they're not forcing shots. Like they always find an open shot. Like they do the right play, the right move, at the right spot, and it's really, really great to watch them.
A lot of Illinois fans might not watch your games consistently, so kind of explain to them what will they be getting to see in you? What will you bring to the program next year?
When I came in the game or practice, I'm gonna come and bring the most energy that I can, give all my effort in for the team, for the university. Like I'm gonna give it all in the court.
Watching you a little bit, one thing I think everyone can kind of see and pick up on is you're extremely high IQ. You're able to kind of facilitate, you can score at the right times. You're just a really smart player on the court. Kind of take us through that a little bit.
It's been like a couple of years since I've been learning that IQ a little bit more, like understanding the game. And I've gotten a lot better at reading the back doors, the overplaying, how to get the pick and roll and those stuff, like how to find my big man like on the pick and roll if they're trapped, those type of things. I have been learning time to time.
You're right around 6'7" right now, and as you mentioned, you can run pretty much the 2 through 4 at a high level. That means that you're obviously clearly pretty versatile. We know you can run multiple positions. You can also guard multiple positions. Take us through how you've learned to really be able to space yourself out and be very versatile.
I just got like you just gotta want it. Like it's not something that you can have. Like it's something that you really, really want. And if you really put yourself, your work ethic in it, like you can become whatever you want.
Now you're coming down to this decision. We know Illinois is where you're heading, but who else was in the running for you? Was there a number 2 or 3 option? Was there a personal top three or something? Like, what other schools were in the running for you?
Yeah, in my last like I had like a top four and was Florida, Georgia, Oklahoma State, and Illinois.
And what led to Illinois separating themselves? How are they the school that you ultimately chose as above those other three?
It's a really, really great program. It's like past years, like they have always have a good program. And I know that I can prepare myself really, really well at that college. And like the way they play, like it really fits me.
At what point would you say it all kind of came down to you and you said, okay, Illinois is where I want to go? Was it a couple of days ago, a week or so ago? Like, when did it click that you know Illinois is where you want to be playing at?
It was like a couple of weeks ago, like a month.
Mm-hmm. And when you tell Coach Underwood and that coaching staff that you're going to become a member of their team, what was their reaction?
They were really, really excited.
Did you just call them or was it on a Zoom call? Kind of take us through how you told them.
Yeah, me and Richie, we were like in the room talking with Carlos too.
Mhm.
And then Richie called them and he told me that they were really, really excited about the announcement, that they can't wait to get me there.
You're a little bit about 6 months or so you can get on campus, give or take a little bit, but what do you personally want to improve on before you get out there?
I want to improve in my pick and rolls things like my dribble, my ball handling. I want to improve a little bit more in that.
Mhm.
And on defense, like to know how to move my feet like in certain ways.
A lot of guys either put a video together, and the caption typically is like 100% committed, 110% whatever. You said something a little bit more unique. You said if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Take us through that a little bit.
Man, like nothing was given to me in this process. I had to like got it out the mud, and I just gotta work, 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 and that's it. Like I had the work ethic. I wanted to get there what I wanted to get, and I wanted to find that college that fits me well. And like nobody knew where I was going. Like nobody even think about Illinois as soon as the last month. But like I put my work in it, and I fought my way through all the season, and like that's how I earned and I built my own door.
Now, like you kind of said there, it did get leaked out a little bit. Some people started making crystal balls for Illinois a couple of days leading up to your announcement, but overall, you kept your whole process pretty quiet. A lot of guys that are ranked in the top 100, it's near impossible for that. It starts getting leaked out months in advance. How are you able to keep it so kind of quiet and keep your circle so tight?
Yeah, like that type of process, I only talked to my coaches and my mom and dad, nobody else, like none of my teammates. Like I didn't talk to them about that. Like, I wanted to keep it for myself to make it special.
And when your teammates all found out, what were their reactions and kind of how'd you tell them?
So like we were right here in the house, and like I posted a video, and
Mhm.
I went down with the shirt, and they all started screaming like we were happy and like excited.
That's awesome. Well, let's get into this season because you guys are a special team right now, currently ranked in the top 25. And as I mentioned earlier, a huge win over West Oaks tonight. Just take us through this year, though. How do you feel you've been doing? What's the ups and downs of the year? Just take us through the season so far.
It's been a really, really great year. I can fight for it. And the team has helped me a lot, like understand a lot of things. And I really, really got more plans for this year. And our goal right now is to win the state championship, the national championship, and the grand session.
25-5 currently. You guys still have quite a few games left in the year. What can this ultimate team achieve? You mentioned this right now, grind session championship, state championship. What will it take for you guys to ultimately get those two achievements?
To take all this, it will take like max effort for all the team. Like every guy that comes in the court, like max effort, and like we'll get that chance.
This is a special team you're on. There's a lot of other guys that are Division I level players. Have you already started trying to recruit some of those guys? And would it be something that you'd be interested in playing with some of these guys at Illinois someday?
I haven't like recruited like nobody. Like I said, like I keep myself quiet. I
Mm-hmm.
am a really I got a lot of humility,
Mm-hmm.
but like if I see somebody that have the potential, and like I'm gonna talk to him like everybody else does.
Now, throughout your recruiting process or just overall high school career, are there certain guys that you've talked to or you've even played with that you really see yourself possibly playing with, whether it be at Illinois, just you've enjoyed playing with throughout your high school career?
I really really enjoyed playing with Fudge and Charlie Parsons. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy playing with Victor Rosa and Luis Brown. Like those are my brothers from blood, Jonathan Ivor too. Like those are more people that I love, like playing with them because the connection between us, it was the best. And Harry Sosa, like he torn his ACL at the beginning of the season, my junior season, but he's good. He's right now in a UCO, but like he's my brothers, like from Puerto Rico, they all, and I really love them like a lot.
Now we know we don't necessarily know what the schedules will ever align, but ultimately, yes, you're probably willing to playing some of these guys at the college level at some point. What would that be like when you go up against a guy like Alex Fudge or any of these guys? What would those games be like?
It will be great, but I'm gonna go and prove myself that like I am where I'm supposed to be.
Absolutely, man. Let's go into this a little bit deeper about Puerto Rico. You have obviously come out here and you've built your name up. You've done what you've been able to achieve so far, but you obviously have that behind your back. You're a player that's been able to make it now from Puerto Rico. What does that mean to you?
It really, really means a lot to me because I've proven a lot of people wrong.
Mhm.
They doubted about me in my past, but now like they know I can do it, and now like it feels really great like to prove people wrong.
When you look back out there, do you think they're all going to be supporting Illinois a lot more? Could we see a lot more Illinois fans from out there?
Yeah.
Well, a couple more things before I let you go. One of which is discussing kind of your height too. As I mentioned, you're 6'7". You can kind of play the 2 through 4, as you mentioned too. But how have you grown into this height and learned to use your height on the court?
So it was a little bit hard because I didn't know I was gonna grow like this tall.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to work for it. Like every time I grew like an inch, like my body felt different. Like my shot went off. It's like the different type of measurement for my body. But I had to work it. I get in the lab, work for my shot, like get in the rhythm, and like it's a really really unique style of play. Like being a versatile 6'7", like can play from 2 to 4. There's not much of them, and that can shoot the ball like from the outside. Like there's a rare people like that.
You are also playing the grind session, and we know the teams out there. The teams are all talented. Every night you play against them. But you got teams like Dream City, AZ Compass, which is the number one team in the country right now. Out of all these teams, though, who would you say is the team you enjoy going up against the most?
That I enjoy going out the most. The team that I enjoyed going out the most, that I had like the most battle, was last year against Prolific. That team, like that game, I really had the energy up, and but like the rest stole the game at the last time. I gotta talk with the Coleman right now when I get to Illinois.
Absolutely. And in terms of this year, as I mentioned, you got a lot of the top teams, but out of your entire high school career so far, who's the one player that you enjoy going up against the most?
I really don't know right now because I don't pay attention. Like, who am I going against? I'm just gonna do my job.
Absolutely, man. Well, you are going to head to Illinois as now a top 30 all-time recruit and a commit there. That's a high thing, especially when you look at all the great players that's gone through this program. Is that any kind of pressure on you? Is it expectations, or just kind of what's your thoughts of being one of the highest ranked commits to ever go to Illinois?
I was just going to prove myself because I know that at a point I am right now, like I've worked for it, and I'm not going there like to disappoint people. I'm going there to work and like prove that I'm deserve being there.
No doubt, man. Well, last time, as you know, I was like wrapping up discussing your legacy, and we now know what your next chapter will be: going to college, playing at Illinois. So, what do you want your legacy to be when you leave that program? What do you want to be remembered for what you do both on and off the court there?
So I want to be remembered for that guy, like they like in the court, like gets it up, like out the court. I'm like
Mhm.
the best friend or something like you can get, and like I'm just joyful like guy outside. Like no matter what happens, I'm gonna got your back.
That's awesome. I know you're also a believer. Take us through how God's helped get you to the point you're at today.
Yes, sir. God has helped me like the whole way, and I give all credits to Him. Like all my abilities, all my achievements, I give it all to Him.
Where would you say is the biggest time you've seen God show up in your life?
And when I got to the school,
Hmm. That's awesome, man. Well, my final thing for you, give Illinois fans your three biggest goals you have set for your Illinois career.
my three biggest goals right now is to get Illinois #1 on that ranking, get that championship for Illinois, and leave a mark on Illinois that everybody like knows that RJ got out of there and like went there and do his job.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations once again, man. Proud of you, and I can't wait to see what God got next for you, man.
All right, man. Thank you, Seth.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
I thank you, you too.